with noise in their hoods. People at the moment are tweeting about noisy construction in their area, and we'd love to get your thoughts and feedback on this. Have you woken up to the sound of drilling? A number of tweets are doing the rounds with residents sharing their frustrations at the sounds of drilling outside of regular business hours. Because obviously, of course, we live in a city and it's growing and rising. There will be construction, but I think people are concerned about the 24/7 aspect of the building. Wasim Hakoum on JVC, he tweeted, "Can you please confirm how 24/7 concrete work is justified in residential areas? It is already midnight and it's already midnight and concrete construction is going on next to my building. The noise of cement mixing trucks and other machines is not helping us sleep."
So another user tweeted, "Some of the construction noise next to us at 6:04 a.m. today and has been happening since they broke ground. And is this legal? Her frustration lies with the lack of empathy and customer service." She continued in a tweet, "The least that they can do is have somebody from customer service follow up on this matter. We bought our apartment in 2008. Half the project was cancelled, but we got stuck with ours."
So this is a very real problem of people who own buildings and there's construction in their area. People also question the official weekend, because obviously when the days switched, even if you live in a community and there's loud leaf blowing going on specific days, people are like, well, what is the rest day? What is the day that I can sleep until 10 without the noise? However, we did share this on Facebook, and a lot of people, so the tweets are people venting frustrations, because usually you go to social media to vent your frustrations. However, I think people who aren't experiencing that frustration are basically saying, well, when do you want the work to be done?
Yeah,
is it happening midday when it's too hot for people to be outside? So when do you want this work to get done? And some of the comments are being like, just suck it up.
I mean, I somewhat agree. Like, if it's not during your sleeping time, like the traditional sleeping time between 12 in the night, like 12 a.m. to 6 a.m., I would think that's the bracket where you would not have construction. But after 6 a.m. to like, I don't know, like 12 p.m., I would think it's okay to restart construction.
So there are rules and regulations around this as to the decibel of the noise that's allowed at specific times. And like, let's say within it's interesting the timings that you chose, because I think different communities will have different times.
Yeah.
But also 12 to 6 is fine, maybe if we're going to bed at those hours. But what if you're, a mom and you're sleeping at different times and you have babies and it's waking them up?
I mean, in these situations, you think of the majority and not like the minority situations, only because if they take every single factor into consideration, construction will never get done. And
that's what Isaac is saying. He's saying those fancy apartments and villas don't just build themselves. They're constructed day and night to make sure that one day you get to sleep there. So relax, it will get done. What?
I've actually seen someone go out and yell at a construction worker, and it's just so unacceptable, because firstly, it's not their fault, nothing they can do about it, they're doing their jobs, and like, what could they possibly respond? Like, you're taking out your frustration on a construction, like a blue collar construction worker. Like, that was so
not
pathetic.
on.
Yeah,
the thing is, if you are if the noise levels are above what they're meant to be outside of working hours, you need to get in touch with potentially Dubai municipality, who are there. And actually, some of these tweets are directed to Dubai municipality, and they're being very responsive, and they're saying your complaint is noted, and then they're taking the conversation offline. But it is, you could actually tweet them directly if you're having these concerns. And that is a really good point. Take it to the management, not to the worker on the day itself. Someone here says, look, it's tricky. Maybe get some soundproofs or earplugs, which is interesting, because in the last couple of days, I think there's an Airbnb next to me. So I'm getting like different people. And I remember it's a new apartment. So I saw a couple of months ago this big sound bar, like a really cool, like Harman, what brand is that sound bar going in? I was like, oh, that's cool.
Hyacinth?
I can't remember, Harman Bose or something. And I was like, oh, wow, that's an awesome sound bar. No. My bedroom is beside the living room, but it's been 3 nights, and I'm like, okay, I haven't said it to the owners yet, but I'm like, look, okay, first get your plugs, because like, how can they control these Airbnb people? And like, unless it's like a real issue at 2 a.m. with really thumping music, I go to sleep at like 11 and I hear it at 12, so it's not major. But I think at the beginning, do what you can do, because is construction going to stop? Who knows? Get earplugs.
Yeah, I mean, it's
try
construction. You're doing this for noisy neighbors. That's so commendable. Like, come on, we can do this for construction. It's construction. What can you do? Anyway, we move on to something